Hey guys, we're going to get started here in just a second, and as you can see, I'm going to be down here in this bubble for the entire webinar. I always think it's so weird when you can't see the person talking, so I will be down here the whole time, and I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. So if someone could type into the chat box and just let me know you can hear me. And by the way, if you see me looking over here, it's because I have two screens. So my slides are on this screen, and I have the chat box over here so I can see what you guys are chatting in for the remainder of the masterclass. And cool, I do see Sarah says she can hear me, so that's great. And we're going to get started here in just a second. So if you printed out your workbook, make sure you have that with a pen. If not, just grab a piece of paper or notebook and write down your notes. I know a lot of people in the last webinar took a ton of notes, so I'm so glad to hear that. We are going over a ton of information. I've jam-packed this hour-long training with as much as I could. So make sure you guys have that, and then turn off any distractions. I want to make sure you guys focus, because like I said, I jam-packed it with information and I don't want any of you guys to miss it. So we're going to go ahead and just get started. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to land paying brand deals in less than a week with any size following. And I'm going to show you how one of my influencers actually made $10,000 from one brand deal on her very first pitch. Crazy. So I want to make sure you guys don't use these powers for evil. The goal is to pitch brands for collaborations that are beneficial for both parties, so you and the brand, of course. And with that in mind, if you stay till the very end of this webinar, I'm going to be giving you guys my ebook, and it's all about how to find your ideal brand pitch prospects. So those are going to be the people that you're going to be pitching to, and it's a really great workbook. So make sure you guys stay to the very end, because it is going to pop up as a download, and that's the only way you guys can get this ebook. So stay with me the whole training, all right? And this is for you if you are frustrated, overwhelmed, and really have no idea where to start or what to do to be a successful influencer. And by the way, if any of these resonate with you, type them into the chat box. I would love to see kind of where you guys are at. But maybe you're just sick of taking gifted offers or trade. How many of you guys have been taking way too many gifted things and you are not getting paid? Because you guys deserve to be paid for any type of post that you're doing for a brand. Or maybe you keep getting ghosted by brands when you reach out for collaborations. How many of you guys have had that happen to you? I know that's happened to me. We all hate getting ghosted. And maybe you just want to leverage your time freedom and avoid burnout. I am going to be talking about how you guys can do this in a lot less time than most of you are probably doing. And then maybe brands are not in your DMs on the regular. I know we all thought that was going to happen when we became an influencer, and you're just not seeing it happen. Don't worry, you're not alone. And maybe you just don't know how to reach out to brands or even where to start. And a lot of you guys reach out to me on a daily basis and just say, I have no idea what to say. So I know there's probably a lot of you guys on here, so we're going to go over that as well. And maybe you just want to start making money so people will start taking you seriously. Or you feel like you've tried everything that you've heard works and it just hasn't worked for you. Well, what I'm about to teach you works for anyone in any industry and any goal. So I just want to clarify, even if you are brand new to social media and you have one follower, as you start building that following, this is absolutely going to work for you. And even if you have 10 million followers and you just want to get a lot better at pitching, this works for you too. I've worked with people all over the board. And this works for any industry, whether you're a lifestyle influencer, a fashion influencer, a mommy blogger, maybe you want to be a car page, maybe you're just a cat lover, it works for you too. There's tons of brands that are for cat lovers. Or this really works for anyone with a social media account. If you're talking about something, there is brands that you can collaborate with, right? There's so many things. And then this is for any goal. Maybe you just want to become an influencer and you haven't even started yet, or you want to get more brand deals. Maybe you want to get your first paying brand deal, or maybe you're just curious. I know a lot of you guys want to retire your husbands. I hear that one a lot. And there's so many other things that this works for. Obviously, I could go on and on for days, but I just want you to really understand this works for anyone in any industry and any goal. So, meet me. I'm Erica Marie Daly, and I'm the founder of The Daily Influencers. I'm an influencer marketing expert, brand manager, and high-paid micro-influencer. So I'm kind of all over the board in anything that has to do with influencer marketing. And I really just want to tell you guys a little bit of my background just to really qualify myself. So I worked as a marketing strategy director for over a decade, and I actually used to work for the largest marketing firm in San Diego, where I was consistently receiving the presidential award, which Not to pat myself on the back, but that is, one of the highest awards you can get. And I started my own award-winning digital marketing company in 2015. And I actually have outperformed multiple influencers who had over 1 million followers with my little following of less than 13,000 followers. And not by a little, I actually outperformed them by 20 times. So I'm going to be showing you guys how, when you really understand how this works, like I said, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. Now in 2017, I actually started my own influencer-focused marketing agency. And in that time, I've worked for some of your favorite brands hiring influencers. I've worked and trained thousands of influencers of all sizes. And I'm highly sought out by brands to manage their influencer portfolios. So I actually secured a partnership with Reward Style, or Like to Know It, as a lot of you guys probably know it. And they have over 1 million different brand partners. So a lot of really cool things on my resume. But I want to tell you why I'm really the best person to teach this. So unlike everyone else in the industry, I actually come from the brand side. So I'm the person being pitched to and the person hiring influencers for some of your favorite brands, as I mentioned. So I've seen it all, you guys. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, and I've seen the really bad. Now, I'm also a social media marketing and influencer marketing expert, as I mentioned. And in that time, I've worked with hundreds of brands and thousands of influencers over the years. And in those years, I kept seeing people struggling with the same things. So after a decade spent growing brands and helping influencers that I actually hired be more successful, I know exactly how frustrating it can be to try to figure this out on your own. Usually you're working day in and day out, night and day to try to keep up. And I know that's where a lot of you guys are at right now. And the thing is, even if you think that you're pitching successfully because you land some brand deals here and there, your perspective is really narrow, right? Because the only barometer you have to measure is yourself. So I've actually had the opportunity to see it all and actually know what brands are looking for, which is who we're after, right? If you guys are pitching for brands, you need to know what brands are really looking for. And that's what really matters. So I'm literally about to give you guys a bunch of secrets. And in all of my work, I've also been able to see influencers back in data. So I can actually see what's working, which is great because that's what we want to know. Because like I said, you might think you know what's working because you're seeing it work for you, but you have no idea what was working for other people. And that's where I've been able to really have this cool perspective. On top of that, I'm also a micro-influencer like a lot of you guys, and I was able to outperform influencers with over 1 million followers. Now, I want you guys to realize that I am nothing special and I am no different than you. I work 60 plus hours a week helping other people find success, which means I literally have no time for this influencer thing on my own. So I hardly have time to manage my own social media account, let alone pitch brands all day. So thank goodness for systems. I have the ability to do that in just a little bit of time that I have left over. Now, my feed doesn't always look super pretty or color coordinated. My Instagram stories are not perfectly curated or planned out. And sometimes I even don't post for weeks at a time. And I know a lot of you guys like hyper focus on that. You're like, well, if I could just make my feed look really color coordinated, then I could be an influencer and make more money. And I want you guys to understand that those things maybe do matter a little bit, but when you really understand the principles of pitching, those things won't even matter as much because you're so good at pitching that doesn't even matter. So the only difference between me and you is that I have some insider knowledge and years of experience, tons of trial and error, and systems that I've created, tested, and refined. So I want to share this knowledge with you guys because I know how hard it can be. And I might also be a little selfish because when influencers can pitch well and know who to pitch, it actually makes it a lot easier for people like me to hire influencers for brands. So there might be a little selfish part in there, but all in all, it's a win-win-win for all of us. So a little earnings disclaimer, and you might recognize my lawyer over here from one of your favorite movies. Now, most of you guys won't be closing $10,000 brand deals right after watching this webinar. So a lot of you guys, like me, probably at first, you just wanted to cover some of your bills and stop taking gifted promotions. Now, something I hear a lot is, I just want to quit my job. So let's just say you need to make $5,000 a month to replace your current income. Well, if every brand deal you get is $1,000, you only need 5 brand deals a month, just 5. So I'm going to show you guys how we're going to do that now. So imagine if you could make $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 or even more on social media for doing what you're already doing and representing brands you really believe in. I want you to imagine that you are able to attract your ideal brands who have products and causes that you actually believe in. And you knew how to reach out to brands and get paid what you deserve without fear of rejection or coming off like an amateur. You were able to help more brands find products and events that would change their life, and you got thank you DMs on a regular basis filling your DMs. What if you were able to become a highly influential online, create buzz around whatever you want, and become the go-to influencer in your niche? Could you guys imagine that? I want to see that in the chats. I see yes. Okay. Now, what we want to do right now, and if you guys have your worksheet, this is in your worksheet, so make sure you guys are filling this in. If not, just write this on a piece of paper. But I want you guys to think about your top 5 dream brand partners. And I want you guys to dream big. Imagine you were a Kardashian level influencer and you could work with any brand you wanted. What would those top 5 brands be? And if you guys can, type this in the chat because I want to see what your guys' are because I'm always curious. And I'm going to tell you about some of mine while you guys have the time to write those down and put them in the chat. So this was my top 5 list a year ago. So it's Forever 21, Lululemon, Nordstrom, Dermablend makeup, which is the makeup I use, and then Jeep, because that's like my favorite car, and I think it would be so cool to be an influencer for Jeep, because I've actually seen influencers get collabs with car companies, and they get the car paid for, which is insane. So I've actually been able to accomplish the top 4, so I've worked with all of these brands. Last one I need to work on is Jeep, but I'm going to come over here and see what some of you guys are saying. I'm going to have to scroll here. You guys are funny in the chats. Okay, see, Samara says Nike, Ubia, Victoria's Secret. I see Savage X Fenty, Fashion Nova, love Fashion Nova, Gucci, Walmart. Ooh, that would be a good one, actually. They've been working with a ton of influencers, actually, so that's a great one to have. I see Starbucks, yes, and Sephora, 2 of my favorite places. I might have to add that to my list now, but these are all great brands that you guys could absolutely work with. So what I want you guys to understand is that these are all attainable for all of you, no matter what your size is. So let's get to the training. I know you guys are all waiting for that part. So I'm going to be really going over 3 secrets. Secret number 1 is you don't need a ton of followers. So I'm going to teach you guys how to land paying brand deals at any level and how to actually make 45 times more money than you think you can. And then secret number 2, we're going to be going over the fact that you need to be pitching in order to land brand deals and how to actually have predictable and steady income so that you feel confident leaving your job. Because I know a lot of you guys DM me about that, and so I want to make sure I hit on that. And then secret number 3, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make pitching easy and organized without taking a ton of time and energy using our successful influencer systems. So a lot of stuff to go over, so let's just jump right into it. So again, secret number 1 is you don't need a ton of followers in order to land paying brand deals. So I'm going to show you guys how to make 45 times more from one deal. So I'm actually going to show you an example of how somebody made $4,500 with only 10K followers. So I know a lot of you guys think that 10,000 followers is not a lot, but I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how we do that. And here's some things that I hear on a daily basis. But I can't land paying brand deals. I don't have enough followers. Not true. Brands won't want to work with me. Why even try? Well, they will, and you should be trying. And then I can't make enough money with my small following. Again, not true. And I do not know how much to charge or how to make more at my level, I think that says. Well, if you guys don't think 1,000 followers is a lot, I'm about to show you some actual data. So on this chart over here, you can actually see the different tiers of an influencer. Some people say things a little bit differently. This is the tiers system that I go off of, and this is the one that I see most commonly. So if you have anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 followers, you are technically a nano influencer. Now, if you're anywhere from 10,000 to 50,000, you are a micro influencer, just like me. And if you are 50,000 to 500,000, mid-tier, and then it just goes up from there. So this is actual data on how much people make at every single tier. So micro influencers, so again, 10,000 to 50,000 followers that have the right skill sets and are forming these partnerships with brands are making an average of $40,000 to $100,000 a year, which is crazy, right? I know a lot of you guys don't think that's possible, but this is the actual data. Now, nano influencers, any of you guys with anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 followers are making on average $30,000 to $60,000 a year. Crazy. There's so much potential, you guys, and like I said, I work with brands on the brand side, and I'm writing the checks, and this is absolutely factual data. They pay out way more money than you guys think, as long as you know how to pitch and actually ask for your value. So a bigger name can actually earn more than that, but I'm not going to go over those stats right now. So another thing to note, I know you guys all think that, brands don't want to work with somebody of my size. Well, I will tell you guys for a fact that brands now prefer actually working with smaller influencers. And there's a number of reasons, but brands are really moving away from working with these big influencers. Instead, they're choosing to collaborate with a bunch of micro or nano influencers because number one, the cost of working with a big influencer is a lot higher. So a lot of people would rather try out 10 different smaller influencers for the same price rather than paying just one and not really knowing if it's going to be successful. So there's many reasons for the switch, like I said, but mainly because people with smaller followings are much more reliable and trustworthy, and their endorsements actually seem a lot more genuine and authentic. Because a lot of people understand influencer marketing now, so when you see like Kylie Jenner posting a sponsored post, like people just think like, oh, I don't even trust her opinion, she's just in this for the money. When you see someone that's a lot smaller, somebody that you actually feel like you have a relationship with or probably even know, it seems a lot more genuine. And so the latest data, actually, I'm all about data, you guys, but it actually shows that nano and micro influencers are getting the best results for brands and businesses. They have more engagement, they get more clicks, and they get a higher return on their investment. And that's actually from Buffer, if you guys know that software, so they have a ton of data. And working with smaller influencers means more diversity, more options, and more room to test things out. So I'm going to give you guys a test actually right now. Imagine you owned a brand and your goal was to get more brand awareness and sales. Which of these two people would you prefer to work with? So person number one has 20,000 followers. Person number two has half as many, so they have 10,000 followers. But person number one has 1% engagement rate. Person number two has a 5% engagement rate. Well, that actually means that person number one has 200 engaged followers, and then person number two has 500 engaged followers. What would you guys prefer to work with? I'm going to check in the chat. Just type in the number. Casey, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay, well, I will give you guys the answer. It's actually person number two. The reason being is if your followers, you could have a ton of followers. As you guys know, there's an algorithm on Instagram, so not all of your followers are seeing your posts. And the best way to have more people in your audience seeing your posts is engagement. That's just the way the algorithm works. It ranks higher based on engagement. So what this actually means is person number two, even though they have half as many followers, they actually have more than twice as many people that are actually seeing their posts and engaging with it, which means they actually probably really like that content. So to give you guys another example of why it's all about engagement and engaged followers, this is actually my ideal price per post calculator. If you guys have seen that, you might have even used it, but let's show you these three different people. So person number one has 10,000 followers and an engagement rate of 4.74%. Their price per post they could charge based on this calculator is $167.49. Now person number two has 15,000 followers, so more followers, but an engagement rate of just 3.16%. So a lower engagement rate, and you can see that that's $167.49. So they actually are getting paid the same, even though person number two has 5,000 more followers than them. So in this third example, this person has 10,000 followers, so the same as person number one, but they have a higher engagement rate, so 5.51%. Now they're able to charge $194.70, so more money than person number one and person number two. So engagement is all that really matters. Let me take that back. It's not all that really matters. It is the most important thing. I get tongue-tied and I go off on these tangents sometimes when I'm talking on video. But anyways, so a brand's two most important important goals are awareness and sales. So what do you need for awareness? Well, that's eyeballs. You need people to see your brand. That's how they become aware of you. So obviously you want people that are seeing the post, so that's why that engaged followers is most important. And then what do we need for sales? Well, we need people to see your post again, and we need them to trust you. So the great thing about having a super engaged audience, which a lot of the smaller influencers do, is that it shows that these people actually have a relationship with you. If you're willing to write a comment on somebody's post, that generally means that you took the time to do that. So you probably kind of have like a relationship, or at least trust the person that you're commenting on. So that in turn means they'll be more likely to buy from you, take your advice, and follow what you do or like. So all a brand cares about is those people that are engaged and will actually see their brand, follow their brand, and buy from them. So let's go do some math right now. And if you guys, again, write this down, write out your actual numbers. And if you don't know your like exact follower number, that's okay. Just write down an average. Don't take your phone out because I want you guys to pay attention. But I'm going to be showing you guys how much you could actually earn. So for this example, I'm going to stick with 10,000 followers just because it's a nice round number. And in general, it's said in the industry that for every 10,000 followers, you can charge about $100 per post. Now, obviously, there's other variables that can make that lower or higher, but we're just going to use that as our number for this example. So I have 10,000 followers. I can charge $100 per post. But if I were to then give the brand my photo rights, that's going to be another $200. So now I've made this deal a $300 deal. And we're going to get to step 3 and step 4 in a second here, but I want to explain what photo rights are. So brands oftentimes love to use their photos on their website for advertising, all kinds of different things, in email marketing, and you guys should not be letting them use these free of charge. Number one, just so you guys know, before influencers were a thing, when a brand wanted to get photos for their website or advertising, they would have to then go pay a model, set up the shoot, pay a photographer, whatever else they need, and those pictures cost them a lot of money. So for a brand to be able to use your photo instead of doing all that, that absolutely should cost them money, and they know it, and brands will be sneaky, and they will try to get these for free, but do not let them. So image rights are actually priced based more on what the brand is than anything that you are. So it's not looking at how many followers you have or any of that. So that means you can get a lot higher price. So I would say on average it's about $200 per image. And something you guys can do is use the Getty Image License Calculator. So if you just type that into Google, it'll pop up. Write that down if you want. It's the Getty Image License Calculator. You guys probably see Getty Images like all over the place. They're a huge company. So that's what you guys can use to figure that out. Let's go to step 3. So now we're going to add in a long-term partnership, which generally will be about 5 times more per month. So now with that $300, we times that by 5. This is now a $1,500 deal. So we just went from a $100 deal to a $1,500 deal real quick by implementing photo rights and getting a long-term partnership. This is all stuff that I teach my influencers, and this is absolutely what they are closing when they get brand deals, and this is absolutely what they should be doing. So I'm going to explain why brands should want a long-term partnership and why you should want a long-term partnership. Number one, a long-term partnership is great because this means recurring revenue every month. So you don't have to get more brand deals if you're keeping all of your partnerships ongoing month over month. But brands understand conversion rates, which means, how to explain conversion rates? Basically, if you go to my website and you buy, that's a conversion. So on average, it takes someone 8 to 12 exposures before they ever convert and buy. And there's actual data on this. This is like well known by people that only 2% buy on the first exposure, 18% buy between 2 and 4 exposures. And by the way, an exposure just means anytime you're exposed to the brand. So if you see an ad, if you see an influencer talk about it, whatever the case, that counts as an exposure. But 80% buy between 5 and 12 exposures, meaning that each influencer needs to expose their audience multiple times in order to get a brand the highest ROI. So why would I pay you to post once when only 2% of people are going to buy on that time? If I could pay you double that and people buy between 2 exposures, let's just say that increases it to 15% will buy, okay, that's a little bit higher ROI. But if I could pay you to post 5 times and now 80% more people are going to buy, well, I'm absolutely going to do that. That makes total sense. So I really teach my influencers to emphasize this fact and get them larger deals, and it works because brands do know this. And when you point that out to them again, like, hey, there's not really a point in me posting about this once because hardly anyone's going to buy. I know I don't buy when I hear about something the first time, but then if I all of a sudden hear this influencer talking about it multiple times, I get real curious and I'm going to go probably buy and just try it out. In fact, I do it all the time. I buy from so many influencers. It's so funny, but they post good stuff, right? So now let's go to step number 4. Step number 4 is a bundle package. So again, I was just talking about $100 for one post, but there's so many other things you guys can offer. You can offer a story post, IGTV, pin it on Pinterest if you have a Pinterest account. If you have Twitter, you can tweet about it, or make a YouTube video, or post it on Like to Know It with a link, or post it on a blog post, podcast commercial. I mean, there's story takeovers, link in bio. There's so many other things that you can bundle in to a package for every time you post that you turn it into a Facebook post or turn it into a pin. And generally, you could say this is going to triple whatever you could be charging. So now we are charging $4,500 for this deal. So we started at $100 and we've now increased it to $4,500. You guys, this is absolutely attainable. I see it all the time. And let's just say you don't give the photo rights because that's not like the most common thing you'll see. This is still a $1,500 brand. And you guys, this is just the way you need to structure all of your pitches. And when you make a proposal to a brand, you want to really point out why it's important to have a long-term partnership and bundle these packages. Because again, that's more exposures. And so I teach you guys exactly how to do that. But this is a great way to really increase your income. So this is, again, how with even a small following, I mean, even if you had 1,000 followers, this number is still really, really high. So this is how you can make a lot of money with not a lot of followers. Okay, something else really important is what I call my 3-part money multiplier. So I like to think of this as the best way to really diversify yourself. So there's really 3 main ways to earn money as an influencer without selling your own products. So part 1 is pitching for brand deals, which is what I'm teaching you guys how to do on this webinar. But part number 2 that you guys, I want you to be aware of is affiliate programs. I love affiliate programs. It's a great way to supplement your income and basically be able to earn money off of anything you want without needing anyone's approval or having to pitch. So affiliate income is kind of like a commission on every sale you make. So for example, I'm an affiliate with Amazon. I can post about any product that's on Amazon, and anytime somebody buys, when they click on my link, I earn a commission. And I make a lot of money doing that, so that's a great way to supplement your income. So you're going to be pitching, and now you can have this affiliate income. But also, there's a visibility multiplier. So this is the multiplier part of this 3-part money multiplier. And visibility is just making sure that you are super visible so people can see you by any brand. So we want more brands to see us because on top of us pitching and being an affiliate, we also want brands to know that we even exist so that they can maybe even pitch us to work with them because that does obviously happen. And then we want to be visible to any agencies. So like my agency where I hire influencers for brands, I want agencies to know that I exist. And also if any customer, because like customers, so for example, with the affiliate program, if more people know that I exist and they buy from my links, then I'm going to make more money. So this is how we can make the most income possible, is to have the most people know about us. Okay, we're going to go on to secret number 2, and I'm just going to take a sip of water real quick. I see a lot of stuff going on in the chat. By the way, you guys, if you have any questions, I'm going to answer them at the very end. I just want to make sure that I get all of the content out first so that I don't keep all you guys waiting. So secret number 2 is you have to be pitching in order to land paying brand deals. And I'm also going to be teaching you guys how to have predictable and steady income so that we feel confident going full-time. So I know, again, a lot of you guys want to go full-time. So some things I hear often are, well, brands will just reach out to me to collaborate. Or I'm too scared to pitch, I'll just wait for brands to pitch me. Or I can't ever go full-time, it's too unpredictable. So we're going to talk about all those things right now. So brands will not reach out to you guys. You need to be pitching. Now, obviously, like I just said, every once in a while you're going to get a brand reaching out to you. But I know a lot of people, when they think about influencer marketing, they're like, oh, they must just be getting a ton of brand deals. Well, I guarantee you that all of your favorite influencers that are making bank all are pitching, and that's how they get most of their deals. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Now, I know a lot of you guys think brands will reach out to me, and I mean this in the nicest way, but honestly, how is that working out for you right now? Is your email getting blown up? Are your DMs getting blown up? If you're getting a ton of, brands pitching you, why are you on this webinar? Just keep that in mind. So I'm going to pull up a poll real quick for you guys, and I want you guys to answer because I'm curious where we're all at on this webinar. So I want you to answer, do you feel confident sending pitches to brands? And let me pull this up real quick. Okay, there we go. And you guys can put it in the chat box, but I also want you to actually vote on the poll so I can get the numbers for that. So option number 1 is yes, I land almost every brand pitch I send. Option number 2 is no, I know that I could improve my skills and my confidence. And then option number 3 is no, I haven't ever sent a pitch. So you guys could just vote real fast. I'm going to take a sip of water again, and then I'll give you guys the answer of everyone that's on the webinar. Give you guys a few more seconds. And let me see what you guys are saying. I'm going to scroll up in the chat. Okay, I see 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 1. Okay, that's great. All right, so let me just close this out, and I'll tell you guys the poll results. Okay, so for option number 1, we have 12% of you guys. So 12% of you guys say, yes, I land almost every brand pitch I send. That is great. We can always improve, though. And then option number 2 got 53%. So no, I know that I can improve my skills and confidence. That's great. We can always improve, right, guys? So I love that you guys put that answer. And then 35% of you guys said option number 3, which is no, I haven't ever sent a pitch. So you're in the right place. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So that's great. I'm really glad that you guys voted in that. It's always cool to see what people, where you guys are at. So that's good. I get a feel for it now. So one thing I want to keep in mind is that there are a lot of influencer scams and spam comments. You guys probably see these all over Instagram. And I actually wrote an article a few months ago called List of Influencer and Ambassador Scam Companies to watch out for. Now, as you can see here, over 40,000 people have already seen this. So this tells me that there's definitely people that this is happening to, and it makes me really sad because I hate that people do this. So this is a comment example actually on my own page. Hey, Erica, we'd love to collab with you. You're such a beauty. DM me. Number 1, if a brand really wants you to work for them, they can reach out to you. For them to say DM me, that's how you know this is a bot comment. So they actually just pre-type these in, and a bot will automatically comment this on your post. And again, you see it has like a brand. It's pointing you to the actual brand's page, but the person commenting to you is a different account. That's like one red flag that this is not a scam. And again, from this article, I actually have in there for people to send me like screenshots so that I can, investigate and add them to the list. I get like multiple emails a day from people sending these in. So here's an example that someone sent in of an actual screenshot with the company. And the person says, well, but that's basically just me paying to promote your brand. Brand ambassadors should be given completely free products or even paid per post. Hallelujah, that is absolutely true. And then this brand writes back, so sorry, sweetie, we're not running a charity here. Good luck and have a lovely day. Number 1, that's such a mean response, but this just goes to show there's a ton of this. What brands are, brands, I wouldn't even call these brands, but what these scam companies are doing is they're telling people that they're going to be an ambassador, so they play on your emotions, like, oh great, I'll be an ambassador, I'm going to be an influencer, and then they'll say, well, we'll just give you 30% off your product, and you're going to buy it, and then you're our ambassador, and we'll pay you a commission. Number 1, like I said, never pay for something if you are promoting their brand. So that's a red flag already that this is a scam company. So I want you guys to be aware of this because you should absolutely be being paid, if not been given a commission or free product for you posting about a brand. So be aware of that. If you do get these comments, they are most likely a scam and a bot. Okay, next thing I want to go over is that brands are not going to be reaching out to you, like I said, and so here's just a couple reasons from the brand side, from my perspective, why brands aren't reaching out to you as much anymore. So brands get a ton of pitches these days that sometimes we don't even need to look outside of what comes into us. So if you aren't pitching them, they might not ever look beyond the pitches that they've received. So they might not ever, even think to work with you because you didn't send in your pitch. But imagine if you did, they might work with you. And if you're a smaller influencer, which I know a lot of you guys on this webinar are, that also means that less people know about you, obviously. So the odds of a brand knowing about you already are very small. So you need to make yourself known by pitching. Also, if you're a smaller influencer, it's really hard to find you on Instagram. If you guys didn't realize, Instagram is not very easy to search. So if I'm just like type in influencer, unless your name is influencer or you have influencer in your name field, you're not going to pop up. And even if I search, let's say like fashion influencer, the biggest accounts are going to pop up first. So it's just really hard for brands to find you on Instagram. So another thing that brands will do is they use these databases and paid programs. For example, Upfluence, which is one that I've used a lot. But the problem is that a lot of these software databases are not opt-in, meaning you can't just go in and add yourself so that brands can find you. A brand or somebody using that software has to have already added you, and odds are, again, if you're a smaller influencer, that's a very low chance of you being in there. So if brands are just using these softwares, then they might not ever find you unless you pitch them. So pitching is just so important to make sure that brands are actually finding you. So I'm going to give you guys an example of a really bad pitch, and then we're going to fix it. So this is an example of a pitch that I actually have seen so many times, and this is a pitch that's all about the person sending the pitch. So we don't want any pitches that are all about you. So I'm just going to read it off to you guys. And I use X brand because I didn't want to put a brand in here because I just want to make it generic. So, hi X brand, are you looking for influencers? I actually can't tell you guys how many times I get DMs or emails that just ask that question. Do not do that. I would love to work with your brand. I love your products and I use them all the time. I have 10,000 followers on Instagram and I can do some posts about you and the products and tag you. Please let me know if you're interested. Thanks, Erica. So all this pitch does is talk about you. It doesn't give any benefit to the brand. I mean, obviously you say you have 10,000 followers and you'll post about them, but that's not really that exciting to brands. They already know that people can do that. So let's fix this pitch and I'll go over why it's a lot better. So this is an example. Good afternoon, Mary. So already I intro it differently. I've used X brand for over a year now and it has worked wonders on my cystic acne, especially your acne fighting spot gel with aloe and your acne fighting foundation. My audience of 80% females in their 20s and 30s love hearing about X brand whenever I post about you guys. Check out the X brand giveaway I posted on my personal Instagram @Instagram handle. I've worked previously with brands like Bare Minerals and Revlon. With Bare Minerals, I drove a 40% click-through rate with $300 in product sales in 1 week. In over 6 months, they sold $2,000 in Bare Minerals Loose Powder Foundation. My blog, blog.com, sees over 15,000 page views per month with an incredibly high 30% click-through rate. My Instagram handle sees about 6% engagement rate and generally thousands of views per image. I would love to discuss a partnership with your brand. Please let me know if you'd like to explore this partnership and I can put together a full proposal for your review. Please also see my attached media kit for more examples and case studies. Last but not least, I would love to know, what is your most challenging goal as a brand for this quarter? I would love to brainstorm how I can help. Talk soon, Erica. So you see how this pitch was so much different, and it's all about the brand. Obviously, yes, I talk about myself, but I correlate that with some reason why I can help the brand. So let's go through this. I've used X brand for over a year now. It's worked wonders on my cystic acne, especially your acne fighting spot gel with aloe and your acne fighting foundation. So right there, yes, I'm talking about myself using their product, but I'm giving them a compliment. It's worked wonders for my cystic acne, and I'm talking about their products like I know about them really well, which means I'm obviously really into their brand. Now, I talk about my audience next. My audience of 80% females in their 20s and 30s love hearing about your brand whenever I post about you. So right there, I'm telling them that 80% females in their 20s and 30s, which is most likely their target demographic. So that's their audience they want to reach. So that's going to get them excited. Love hearing about your brand. That's another compliment. And I'm saying that I post about them already. And I give them an example of a giveaway where I posted about them. So, and I also give my Instagram handle so they can check me out. Then I give them an example right here where I talk about Bare Minerals and Revlon of similar companies that I've worked with and how much I performed for them and how well I did. So that's already going to be like, well, if she could be that great for that brand, I imagine what she could do for our brand. And then I talk about my blog and I give a lot of numbers that a brand wants to hear. So high click-through rate, high engagement, thousands of views per image. So that's letting them know like this is what your brand could give, which we did talk about in a little bit kind of in the other pitch, but with everything else mixed in, it's more all about them. I'd love to discuss a partnership with your brand. So I didn't say I would love to be an influencer or are you hiring influencers? I said I want to be a partner with your brand. Please let me know if you would like to explore this partnership further so I can put together a full proposal. So proposals is something that brands want to hear. I want to know as a brand how you're actually proposing to help me out. And then I say, please see my attached media kit for more examples and case studies. So I'm attaching a media kit that has more information if they're curious and learning more about me and other case studies of brand partnerships that I've done. And then last but not least, I would love to know, what's your most challenging goal as a brand for this quarter? I'd love to brainstorm how I can help. So I'm actually asking them what they're having challenges with and how I would love to brainstorm ways that I can help you out. That is huge. Honestly, this is probably one of the best pitches I've ever seen. I wrote this myself. I feel like I do really well because I see so many pitches, you guys. And this, if I saw a pitch like this, it would be a no-brainer. I wouldn't even care how many followers you'd have. I'd be like, this person cares about my brand. They're actually asking me how they can help me and what my most challenging goal is. That alone is just like seals the deal. So that's an example of a really good pitch that you guys should be sending. And if you guys want, screenshot that right now so you can have access to this at any time and just use this to really help you guys write really good pitches. All right, let's move on. So pitching is really going to make this a real reliable career for you guys. Like I said, I know a lot of you guys want to go full time. So number one, pitching makes you look more professional in the eyes of a brand, especially if you pitch correctly, like that last example. Now, pitching also allows you to work with these brands that you truly want to work with. Because if you're not just waiting for any old brand to come to you, you're actually pitching the brands that you want to work with. This is actually going to be better for everyone. You don't just have to take whatever comes your way, and please don't ever do that. I do not recommend it because we want aligned partnerships, a partnership that's great for you and a partnership that's great for them. And that download them and give you guys at the very end, the ebook is going to help you guys do that. And then if you just left this up to people reaching out to you, then you're completely reliant on something you have zero control of. You have no control of a brand reaching out to you. So when you actually pitch, you take control back. And when you're pitching, you can really control how much income you make. If you need to make more, well, we need to send out more pitches. So let's actually get into some math on how you can figure out how many pitches you guys need to be sending. So this is kind of a bonus, and I call this my predictable income math. So what I want you guys to do, write this down or just put like an example number, but I want you to think about what your new income goal is for pitches for the next month. So when I say new income, I say that because, again, I want you guys to have long-term partnerships, meaning month over month. So if you're already making like $2,000 a month from previous partnerships, I want you to think of what your new income goal is. So if your overall goal is $5,000, then your new income goal is going to be $3,000. So some numbers that you guys need to know for this, and I abbreviated them. So you need to know your pitch income goal, your average dollar amount for every deal you make, and then your close rate. So on average, how many deals do you land and close for every 10 pitches you send? So if on average, out of every 10 pitches you send, you close 3 of them, then your close rate is 30%. So this is the actual equation right here. It's PIG divided by average dollar amount of deal, and then get that number, and then divide that by your close rate, and that's the number of pitches you need to be sending in order to hit your goal. So for an example, my pitch income goal is $5,000, and my average dollar amount for a deal is $1,000, and my close rate is 30%. So I'm going to do 5,000 divided by 1,000, which is 5, divided by 30%. I need to send 17 pitches in order to hopefully get my income goal. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be exact, but this is going to be very, very close. So this is just a great way for you to know, okay, this is probably how many pitches I need to send. You can divide that up by how many weeks there are, and you can know, okay, I need to send 7 pitches a week to get my goal, or whatever the number is for you. And obviously, the more you do it, the more accurate your numbers are actually going to be. So now we're at secret number 3, and secret number 3 is that pitching isn't hard when you have systems and templates. So how can you use our successful influencer system to stay organized and save time? So I'm going to show you guys that. And a few things that I hear commonly are pitching sounds really hard. I have no idea where to start. This sounds like it's going to take a ton of time. I get that one a lot. And then I have no idea where to begin or how to organize the entire pitch process. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but I love this because it's so true. But systems, if you actually for every letter put a word, you can say save yourself time, energy, money, and stress. Now, when you use a system, you are literally saving yourself time, energy, money, and stress. So this is a great quote that I love. It says, a good system shortens the road to the goal. So we want systems in everything that we do. So I'm going to show you guys my successful influencer system. And what we do is we use a free project management software to host this system. And I've actually used this system myself for years, and I've applied it to many different businesses or things that I'm doing. And I actually bought a course on how to do this years ago, and it was the best money I ever spent. So I'm all about learning how to get systems. So it actually keeps me super organized. And if you ever want to hire an assistant or a virtual assistant, which I know a lot of influencers eventually end up doing, it's a great way to work together and stay organized and keep track of your progress on projects and tasks together. So I'm actually going to hop over to that software and show you guys real quick. So let me exit out of here and pop over here. So this is what it looks like, and I'm just going to show you guys a little bit around. I go into a further detail on this training for my students, but if I did that, it would be way over an hour just on this. So I'm just going to show you a really quick overview. So we're going to type into the pitching one. So these are projects over here, and this is the project that I've already created. So you can see that I have these different boards, is what these are called. So I have needs attention, prospects, research. So this is the actual pitch process. Research, pitch email 1 sent, follow up, proposal sent. This is when you've agreed, right here, invoiced, invoice paid. So then we're going to move it to the content calendar, which is what that says, and then do not agree. So what I do is I make a template for every single brand that I'm going to do. So this is an empty board, but I have the template in here. So if I click into this, it actually has every single task I need to do throughout the whole pitch process. So something that's really cool is you can actually assign it to somebody, so myself, or you can assign it to your assistant if you have one, and you can set an actual due date. And I'll show you guys in a second where you see like all of your due dates for the day. This is a great way to keep yourself accountable. So what you do is every time you have a new person, you're going to just duplicate the template, which is why it says that. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this and create new task. So it's working a little bit. And what I would do is change the name of this. So let's just call this, let's say I'm going to pitch Tula. If you guys haven't heard of them, it's an amazing skincare line. So now this says Tula. So let's say I'm in the research phase. And so if I was, let me go in here, I would just start clicking these things off. Boom, done. So that way you know where you're at in the process and you know that you've done something. And then once you get to the pitch number 1 email sent, or actually once you get to research, you'll move it here. And then when you send your pitch email, you'll move it here. So you can imagine if you're pitching, like my example just said, 17 different brands in a month, that's a lot of things to keep track of. They're all in different phases in the pitch process. So it's really nice to see where you're at with each brand and just kind of check in. So if I had 17 brands in here all over the board, all the boards, I want to see, okay, I have these ones that are in research. Okay, this one I need to follow up with. So something really cool that I'll mention with follow up, let's just click into here, for example. Let's say you send your pitch email on like today. Well, right away, I'm going to set my follow up due date to like a week from now. That way, on that day, I'll look at my daily tasks and I'll say follow up under Tula, and I'll go check my email. Okay, they didn't reach out to me. Now it's time that I should follow up with them. Well, you already have set that due date, so you don't even have to remember, okay, when did I send that pitch? When do I need to follow up? You just set it right away, right when you send your pitch email, and you'll see that it's right here as a task. So that's really cool. But again, you'll just move these down the line. And once you get to the invoices paid, move to content calendar, I actually have a whole other content calendar with the same system that we move them on over to there. Now, another thing you'll do is if they didn't agree to work with you, you'll put them here. And maybe you'll set a task for like 3 months from now. Okay, they didn't want to work with me because they already had filled their current campaigns, but they said to follow up with them in 3 months. Great, I'll put a reminder for 3 months. So 3 months from now, I might not remember that, but when I see my tasks, I'm going to see, oh, I need to follow up with this brand. And you can even type notes into the task. So I'll actually show you guys that. So you can type any notes in here, and you'll see all the notes in your task for Tula. So let me show you guys where you see your tasks for the day. So if I click here, now obviously I haven't filled this one out because this is just my example one, but today I could see, oh, I need to check Google Analytics, which is something totally random. I don't even know why that's on here. But let's say today it says, oh, follow up with Tula. Great, I know that I need to go over there, do my due diligence on that follow-up task list, and then follow up with them. And then you can check it off and you know it's done. So this is just such a great way to stay organized. It takes so much off of your mind. If you're anything like me, I'm always thinking about all the things I have to do. And if I don't have like lists and organization, I will just stress out about that all day. So this is gonna save you guys so much time and energy, and we're not going to forget things anymore. So let's get back to the training. I have more things to show you guys. Let me just put this on present mode. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys feel like this right now, which is like you're drinking out of a fire hose, information overload? Because I know we've gone over a lot of stuff. Well, we had to cover a lot in a short period of time. So if you feel like that, it is absolutely okay. And my goal was really to help open your eyes to what's possible as being an influencer. And there is so much opportunity as an influencer when you really know what you're doing. And it can literally dramatically change your life if you take action on it. So I want you guys to really implement everything that I've been teaching. But I want to make sure that you don't get lost. I want to make sure that you guys have success during this entire pitch process. So what we did is we put together a really cool offer for everyone on this webinar with a bunch of great bonuses, and we called it Land the Brands. So I want to ask your guys' permission real fast. Do you mind if I spend 15 minutes or so showing you guys what you get if you invest in Land the Brands? So I actually want to see you guys type in yes in the chat. So let me scroll. You guys have been asking all kinds of questions, and again, I'll get back to those when we get to the very end. Okay, so yes, Brooke says, yes, I need help emailing brands. I have no clue what to say. It's hurting me for sure. This is too good. Yes, okay. Tell us. I will. All right, so after this, I'm going to answer you guys' questions, and also that download that I promised is going to pop up. So just give me a few minutes to get through this. And again, this is literally going to give you guys the ability to take what we learned today, build upon it, implement it in a step-by-step process that I'm going to walk you guys through. And I know this is going to change your lives like it's changed other people's lives who have already taken it. So what this is it's a full digital course, works on any device. It works on phone, tablet, computer, laptop, whatever you're using. And what is inside? So this literally teaches you guys everything you need to know in order to land brand deals, launch your influencer career, and get paid more. And this is your A to Z guide that takes you through the prep work before the pitch, all of the steps of the pitch process, how to even price yourself and get what you actually deserve and not make that conversation awkward. That's something we do teach, and I know that's talking about money is really awkward for a lot of you guys. We actually have a secret hack on that. And then how to create your proposal, your media kit, your rate sheet, case studies, and all of those tools I talked about that you should be including inside of your pitch. And the great thing is once you make these, you don't need to make them again. You obviously need to update them every once in a while, but these are really something that's like you create once and you're really good to go. And then I'm going to teach you guys how to negotiate. So we want to ensure that you guys are getting paid what you deserve, and negotiation is a part of this job or this career. So you definitely want to make sure you guys check out that section. And then all of these trainings really culminate to you becoming the perfect influencer to make the perfect pitch. This is going to make sure that you become irresistible to all of your favorite brands. No more getting ghosted, you guys. So we have over 30 different modules that are updated regularly, and each module has a video and a written training. So I know some of you guys are really visual and you want to read it, and then some of you guys want to see it, you want to see my face, and again, I do it in the same type of way I'm doing this webinar. So you'll see me down here, and then I'll go over a bunch of slides, and then I actually go through and show you guys how to do a lot of things as well. So a lot of screen sharing. And then you guys actually get lifetime access to this, and all updates and future changes to the industry get added in. So let's say like something crazy happens and changes with influencer marketing, or maybe the FTC is really cracking down and changes laws on things. Well, I will come in and update that so you guys know exactly what's going on currently. And then these resources are just going to keep you guys ahead of the curve, which is great. We always want to be ahead of the curve in everything that we're doing. And then if there's anything that we are missing, we always tell our students, feel free to reach out. We'll answer your question, and we'll also add it to the training course, which is great. So we literally created this to answer every single question that you might have all along the process of making money as an influencer. So I'm going to give you guys some testimonials from some current students. So Emily says, before completing this course, I was getting denied by every brand I reached out to. And most of the time, I would not even receive a response. How many of us feel like that? Since I completed the course, I've been contacted back by 12 brands, and most of them were even paid. Amazing. And I only have 5,600 followers. Erica really gave me the confidence to ask for what I deserve. Love that. Then we have Janet. Janet says, since taking this course, I landed my biggest brand deal ever. Love that. I couldn't believe that they accepted. I tripled my prices like Erica said, and they didn't even question it. I never thought I could earn $1,500 from a single brand deal with as little followers as I have. Thank you so much. This has changed my life for me and my family. Then Annabelle says, this has truly been a game changer for my blogging career. I'm now making a lot more money from affiliate links while also pitching brand deals and actually getting them. Just last week, I signed for 2 $500 deals. I used a lot of the negotiation tactics from this course, and it helped me tremendously. The templates were amazing. So what you guys are going to get, and I'm going to tell you guys the value, but remember, this is a special offer for you guys, so this is not the price that you're going to be seeing. For Land the Brands course, that's a $997 value. Now, what else do you guys need to be successful? Well, we're going to be giving you guys a complete done-for-you templates and fill-in-the-blank worksheet templates. So this way you don't have to worry about having to figure out how to write the perfect pitch. You simply browse through all our templates, edit the one you like, fit it to your pitch, and then send it off. It takes all the guesswork out. And we have 20 plus pitch templates, all kinds of different ones, and we're always adding new ones to that. So as you guys know, coronavirus happened recently, and we actually have a pitch template that addresses that. So that one's really helpful. So we're always adding new things in there, and we give you tutorials on how to actually create these and make them your own. So we also have rate sheet templates and tutorial on how to make that, media kit templates and tutorial how to do that, case study templates and tutorials how to do that, and then fill in the blank worksheets. It's going to help you guys come up with stuff that you want to see in there. So I'm actually going to show you guys. It's actually a Google Drive folder that I will give you, so you can either download it and get all the files or upload it into your own Google Drive. So this is Land the Brand. So in here there's some templates. We even have an action step checklist, and then templates in here, email templates and DM templates. So I'm just going to show you guys how this is organized. So if you click in here, we have how to turn down an offer, offer value first, follow-up email templates, and your first pitch email template. So let's click into here. Again, there's more options, so let's just click pitching for paid partnerships. So as you can see in here, there's tons of different pitches, and it actually tells you, like, this is where you introduce yourself, why you're the best person to promote this product, and you can kind of edit what we put in there. So that's kind of how that works. Let me put this back on presenter mode. I also have the hiccups, you guys. Okay, so here's another review. Well, I had no idea what a media kit was or a price sheet, or that I could even be making as much as I could be as an influencer. That's not what it says, as I am. This was an eye-opener. The templates were so helpful. I literally just dropped in my info and I had a beautiful media kit. The pitch scripts were also a lifesaver. I would have never had the confidence or knowledge to know what to say to brands. If you want to be an influencer, you need this course. Totally agree. All right, so what you're going to get is the Land the Brands course, which is a $997 value, the Done For You template system, which is 20 plus pitch templates, rate sheet template, media kit templates, and worksheets, which is a $497 value. So now we're at a total value of $1,494. But I'm going to give you guys more. So what else do you guys think you need? Well, remember that successful influencer system I showed you? Well, we're actually going to do an in-depth training on the successful influencer system that you can use to stay organized and make the pitch process simple and streamlined, like I showed you guys. So never miss out on a brand deal again if you forget to follow up or forget to send something. This is going to keep you guys organized and on top of things, which is a huge time saver. So this way you guys actually have freedom to go do stuff outside of your new influencer career. So we're going to give you guys a training on the free software that we use to host it. So that software that we use is free to you guys, so not another price. And then a complete copy and paste template. So you know how you saw all of those different tasks? Well, we'll give you a copy and paste so you can just import that right into your system. So you don't have to like come up with that on your own. And then we actually do the same template for your content calendar. So we're going to train you guys on how to do that. And there's all different ways you guys can apply this and make it your own. So we're going to train you on how to use it and how to make it work for you. And I'm going to give you a testimonial from Carly. She says, the successful influencer system has been a game changer. I used to be so unorganized and I was always stressed, wondering if I was forgetting something. And I saved so much time by using the system. I'm no longer worrying or stressed out all the time. LOL. I am always on top of my pitches now, and I think that's why I had my biggest month yet. I mean, $20,000 this month. Insane, you guys. So what you're going to get, I'm going to tell you again, is the Land the Brands course, which is a $997 value, the Done For You template system, which is valued at $497, and the Successful Influencer system, which is worth $397 value. So now we're at $1,000, $1,891 total for all the value you guys are going to get. But I want to give you guys more. So what else do you guys need? Well, remember when we talked about the 3-part money multiplier? And I said, well, there's also the affiliates and the visibility. Well, we're going to throw that training in for you guys as well. So those are the 2 other pieces, like I said, and we have multiple trainings on these topics. So it's not just like one little training. There's multiple things under both of these topics. And these are a great way, again, to multiply your income on top of your pitch income and also supplement and diversify the ways that you can make money as an influencer, creating an even more stable income. So we're going to teach you guys how to become an affiliate and earn commissions from everything that you want to share, how to become an affiliate on Amazon, like I mentioned, how to become a reward style affiliate, and how we actually give you guys a referral by being in our program. So it helps you guys get accepted, because reward style, you do have to get accepted. So they are a little bit, they don't accept everybody. And then plus all of our other favorite affiliate programs explained. So there's a lot of other ones as well. And then how to become more visible. So we have that visibility training. And I also tell you guys there's 20 plus opt-in networks to add yourself into. So remember how I was saying that brands will use databases to find people, and most of them are not opt-in, but there's 20 different ones that actually do let you input your information. So I want to make sure that you guys get on all of those databases that you can. So I'm actually going to show you guys, now that I told you about some of the other bonuses, what the inside of the course actually looks like. So let me pop out of here again, and we'll pop right in here. So this is what it's going to look like when you guys get it in your back end. So you can see here, this is all of the different trainings. There's a bunch of different ones. There's a lot of other resources in there as well. And then each one will have a video. So this one has a 38-minute video. And then, like I said, it's all written up for you guys. So if you're more of a visual person that wants to read it, you'll see that under each training. And I'm just going to go through the list just to show you guys what's actually inside. So we have all the downloads. This is where you get into our private Facebook group. I go over different ways to get brand deals. Again, I go over the 3-part income multiplier more in depth. And then we have all of the systems that we use. So not only do you have the successful influencer system, we have reliable money math, and I teach you guys the system for invoicing, which is something we all want to do when we make money, right? You got to invoice for it. And then we talk about how to find prospects. So this is your preparation to pitch. What is earned media value? How do you research and find the value that you actually could have for a brand? I give you guys my ideal price per post calculator, the Getty Rights image calculator, which I told you guys about, teach you guys how to use that, and then teach you guys rate sheets, media kits, finding the right person to pitch, how to date the brand before you actually pitch them, which is something that I love that analogy, and then give before you ask, the 4 keys to your email, and then how to actually use a tracking system so that brands can see that you're tracking to see if they open the email, and actually how you can track to see if a brand's open your email, which is really helpful. And then when we're actually pitching the brand, so what not to do when pitching, put yourself in their shoes, the pitch process, the headline, stand out with a selfless question, how to actually create that first email pitch, how to create your proposal, how to follow up, how to create case studies. This is a bonus for anyone that has a blog, how to create a press tab, and then avoid the awkward, our secret loophole. And then how to actually flex your influencer knowledge. So I teach you guys a lot of stuff that brands know about influencer marketing. That way you sound super professional, super educated, and you can actually use that to ask for more money, which is what we all want. Just a few more things here. We go into negotiation. This is that whole affiliate marketing training. So there's a bunch in there. And then this is all the visibility stuff. And then we have a bunch of resources here for you guys. So let me just finish up the rest, and then I'm going to get to your guys' questions. So let me put this back up to present. All right, so let's get to the next slide. So this is Nick, and he said, I earned my money back and then some from my first brand deal. This is so worth it. I learned so much. Erica is a genius. Oh, thank you, Nick. And the way she explained things is like no one else has ever taught. It all makes so much sense. I just joined all of the networks as well, and I've already gotten multiple emails for more paid brand deals. That's great. Then we have Jax. She says, I just got approved for the Amazon Influencer Program. Who knew I could earn money from everything on Amazon? How many of you guys knew that? I want to see in the chats. Put that in. I was mind blown. This course is going to allow me to go full-time influencer for sure. Yes, love that. I finally feel comfortable talking about money and understand my value when talking to brands. So, again, you guys are going to get the Land the Brands course, which is valued at $997. The Done For You template system, which is valued at $497. The Successful Influencer system, which is $397 value. And then the Affiliate and Visibility training, which is valued at $497. So now we're at a total value of $2,388. But I have more for you guys. So what else do you need? Well, community and support. So I don't ever want you guys to feel like you're on your own, and now you don't have to. Community and support are one of the main reasons people succeed. I know it can feel really lonely out there sometimes when you want to be an influencer and no one around you is an influencer. They don't understand. So we're going to give you guys access to our private Facebook group, which is great because you can also go in there and ask questions and get answers from me, my team, other people in the group. And we always give you guys follow updates and current events. So you can follow updates. Sorry, that's what that meant. So like I mentioned before, when COVID came out and even the Black Lives Matter stuff, a lot of people had questions on what to do. So we were quick to go in there and give a training on exactly what you guys should be doing during these kind of times where you don't really know what you should be doing. So we as experts came in and said, hey, this is what you need to be doing. This is how you can make COVID work for you still. And we actually had some influencers make way more money than they were before COVID, which is crazy because no one thought that was going to happen. So we also do special mini trainings in there. And, anytime I see any news or something relevant to you guys, I post that in the group. So it's a great way to just stay up to date. And then also you can connect with me, my team, and other influencers in the group. So this is a great place to find people to collaborate with or, see if any other influencers can answer questions. I know I see in there people asking, has anyone worked with this brand? How much did they pay you? What should I do? Or, this is an email I got. What do you guys think? How should I respond? And people are in there answering questions. So on top of that, for support, I have a lot of pride in the fact that I still talk to everyone that takes my courses one-on-one if you ever have questions. So you can email me anytime and ask questions, and it'll actually be me answering the email, and I will answer your question and help you guys out. I love doing that, and it's also a great way for me to learn what else you guys might need to know and what I should maybe add into the course. So Nikki says, I really needed guidance, and this was exactly what I was looking for. I didn't know where to start or even how much to ask for. I didn't have confidence, and I was not reaching out to brands because of it. We don't want that. This was everything I was looking for and more. Erica is so good about answering emails. I feel like I bug her, but she is always willing to help and answer. You guys will not bug me. I mean, obviously, if you email me like 100 times a day, that might not be what I want, but I am always willing to answer your guys' questions. I love that stuff, so make sure you guys do email me if you have questions. Okay, so again, what you're going to get is the Land the Brand course, which is a $997 value, the Done For You template system for $497 value, Successful Influencer system, which is a $397 value. I'm getting so tongue-tied, you guys. The Affiliate and Visibility training, $497 value, and then the Facebook group and email support, which is a $297 value. Honestly, having access to me and all these people is probably valued at way more than that. So now we're at a total value of $2,685. I have one more thing for you guys. So what else will you maybe need? Well, there's a lot of softwares to choose from. I know I'm personally constantly bombarded with ads for them. So we took all of the guesswork out for you guys and have tested and listed out our favorite software for you guys. And these softwares are going to make your life and influencer career immensely easier. So we also have gotten a bunch of discounts from these softwares. So there's over $499 in software discounts. We list out a bunch of free softwares that we recommend. So if you feel like, oh, this is going to cost more money, well, no, we have a ton of free resources. And we also list out software options at different price points. So if you need a software that does this, like maybe the Lightroom presets, which is how you make your pictures all match, we have different options for you at different price points. And then we give you guys tutorials on how to use all of the main ones that you're going to be using. So we also train you on them, which is great because I know that they can be really confusing. So Joseph says, I just got the course a few days ago and I watched all the videos And now I'm going back through a second time. Love that. I do the same thing with stuff. I gotta like go through it once and then go back and get more information. Kind of like when you watch a movie and the second time you watch it, you notice all these different things. So he says, I already created my media kit and case study using the templates and the Canva training. I also already reached out to a brand and we're going to collaborate. I'm so excited. This course is amazing. So by the way, Canva is another free software that I absolutely love. So I teach you guys how to use that. And so what you're going to get is the Land the Brands course, the Done For You template system, the Successful Influencer system, the affiliate and visibility training, Facebook group and email support, and software discounts and training worth a value of $497. So that puts our total value at $3,182. But don't worry, I have a special offer for you guys. So I want to ask you guys a few questions first. If all this did was double your investment with one small brand deal, would it be worth it to you guys? And what if I helped you stay organized and save time? Would it be worth it? Time is money, so that, I always like to think of how much time am I taking and how can I save time? Because truly, time is money. So would it be worth it if it saved you guys time and helped you stay organized and even not miss out on brand deals that you could have because you forgot something? What if this just gave you the confidence you could finally start taking action? I know I heard from a lot of you guys that confidence was one of your issues that you had. So would it be worth it to you if you actually had the confidence now to reach out to brands? What if just correcting your pitches so brands finally stop ghosting you? Would that be worth it to you guys? Or what if it just helped you raise your prices and get 10 times more for every brand deal that you're getting? Would it be worth it to you guys? I want to see in the comments. Let's see. Okay, so yes, it would be worth it. Let me see. Let me scroll. So worth it. Okay, great. Love that. Love that. So I had two choices when I was making this offer for you guys. I could go as cheap as possible and try to sell it to as many people as possible, but that wouldn't really incentivize me to give you all of that extra value. Option 2 requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, I can devote more resources and time so that I can guarantee your success. And success guarantee is what I want to do for all of you guys. I want all of you to be successful. So, one more question. What is learning how to pitch worth to you? So if you think of influencer marketing as a career, how much would you pay to learn that skill? I mean, I like to think about college. I went to college and I do not even use my degree, and I spent thousands of dollars to learn all this stuff that I probably didn't even need to learn. So is it worth $5K to you guys? Maybe $10K? Maybe more? How much do you actually want to make as an influencer per year? $10,000, $30,000, $60,000, maybe more? Okay, see, I'd spend a few $1,000s to learn it. Love that. 500, 1K would be worth it if my goal is to make 30K. 200, okay, now I'm going to tell you guys the price. So you can obviously see why this is a good deal at just $3,182. But we have it listed at $397 for the general public. But because you guys are special and you joined me today, we're actually giving it to you for $297 for the rest of the week. So now that we're here, you have three options. Option number 1, you can try to navigate the pitch process and making money on your own, but you're going to have to learn how to write the perfect pitches, how to price yourself and make more money, how to create those media kits, rate sheets, case studies, how to send a proposal, how to negotiate, which tools and technology get you the best results, and how to even read contracts, which is something we also teach in the course. I don't think I mentioned that yet. But what's the real cost of going at this alone? It could be weeks and months of energy trying to figure it out, getting lost in a sea of misinformation online. And let me tell you guys, there's so much bad information out there. It's not good. It's just confusing because you're hearing one thing from one person and something from another. And honestly, people don't want to give away their secrets. And it could be embarrassing mistakes and missed opportunity. If you sent out bad pitches to your favorite brand and now they just are like, no, we don't want to work with you, that's a missed opportunity. Time away from generating brand deals and sales, loss of momentum, wasting your time and other people's time, no idea how to price yourself, no pitch scripts, no templates, the list goes on. Option number 2 is you could hire an agent or a PR company, and a lot of big influencers do this. And the pro to that is that they do it all for you, so you don't have to do any of it. The cons are they charge anywhere from $5,000 or more a month, and that's just the retainer. So you have to pay that every month. Plus, on top of that, they usually take a 10% commission of everything that you're making. So they're taking 10% of everything that you're making, and you're doing all that work, and then they charge you $5,000 or more a month on top of that. That's a lot of money. So option number 3 is to let me take you through it step by step through the entire proven process. So if you just make that small investment today, which compared to all the value you get in return, it's a small investment. So let's give it a shot. Plus, I'll be helping you all along the way. You have access to email me any questions. So, smart entrepreneurs take the fast lane to success and realize they don't need to do it alone. So, how can you guys get the course? Well, if you see on above the chat box, you should see this has popped up, and you might notice it says only $247 for the next hour. So, if you just click that button, you can go ahead and go purchase it right now. And we have a fast action bonus. So for the next hour, if you guys purchase in the next hour, and you also see like a timer clicking down, it's just $247. So from $397 to $247. And if you guys don't want to click that button, you can also just go to landthebrands with an S at the end .com/go, and that's going to get you that $247 option for the next hour. So I'm just going to put this slide back up just to tell you guys what you get, where to go. And then also, if you guys have any questions that I can't answer, or you think of something, in the next 30 minutes, you can email us and we can answer all your questions. Okay, so now I'm going to take questions, and you guys will also see, I'm going to pull this up into the chat box so you can get that download for that ebook. All you'll do is click the button and it'll download it to your computer. So thank you guys for sticking around to the end. And now I'm just going to answer questions. So let me find these. Oh, I see someone said, so true, I spent almost $50K on college and didn't even work in that industry. That happens so much, which that's why I love courses like this. I'm truly teaching you everything that you need to know, and it's just, less than $1,000. It's only $247 for the next hour. So, okay. Do you teach us how to find brands also? Yes, absolutely. So we teach that in the course a lot more in depth, and that ebook is also going to help you guys find your ideal brands. But we're going to show you guys a lot of tips and tricks that you can do to find brands that will most likely work with you, or the easier brands to pitch, which we call the low-hanging fruit. So I teach you a bunch of different methods for that. So we're really going to help you guys find the perfect brands for you to pitch. Okay, and I am seeing a ton of questions coming in. So give me one sec. I'm going to plug my computer in so I can take some extra time to make sure I get to all of the questions that you guys are asking. Just give me one sec. Okay, we're good to go. And I should have done that, but I apologize. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of the same questions coming in, and a big one is that it seems like a lot of you guys are brand new to this. And so you're asking, will this work for me if I have never pitched a brand or I don't have any experience? And the answer is absolutely. I mean, you have to think that every single influencer starts somewhere, and they all start with never having pitched a brand before and having no experience. So we actually go over that in the course, and just to give you guys an idea, what we'll have you do is write some posts and get some experience just talking about brands and talking about products, and then we can use the data from those posts and the data and examples from those posts in your pitches. So you can say, hey, you can check out this post I did about Tula, and you're not saying that you collaborated with them, you're just showing how great of a job you did talking about this brand. So there's absolutely a ton of ways that you guys can pitch brands without having any experience, and even putting things and examples in your media kit without actually having done a paid collaboration with the brand yet. So don't forget, we all start somewhere. And another question I'm getting is that a lot of you guys have less than 1,000 followers. And while obviously follower count does matter, and the more followers you have, the easier it's going to be, and maybe the more money you can make. But again, we all start somewhere, and I want to remind you guys to what I said earlier. Micro-influencers and nano-influencers are really what brands are looking to work with because of their engagement, because of the authenticity, and all of those different reasons I gave you in the beginning. And so I have influencers who are making money with just 500 followers. And, a lot of people with less than 1,000 followers. So even though you don't have more than 1,000 or 10,000, this is still a great place to start. And it's also a great thing to learn because, like I mentioned, this is a skill set. And so it does take some practice. So if you can fumble the first few times when you have a smaller audience, and then while you're learning how to pitch and while you're pitching, brands and practicing that, you're also growing your audience. So I would definitely say, my personal opinion, I always like to learn things before I'm ready to do it anyways. So I would say get started now, and you can work on growing your brand, you can work on growing your audience while you're also learning how to pitch brands. And I do have another course for growth. And if you guys join Land the Brands, you do get a really good deal on that one as well. I think it's only $97 to add on the growth course, which is an awesome course. So if you guys want to learn both of those things, I would highly suggest getting both of those packages, and you'll get an alert after you purchase Land the Brands to be able to purchase it for $97. But again, I just want to remind you guys, you have to start somewhere. We all start somewhere. And just because you don't have, 10,000 followers or that swipe up feature does not mean you cannot be an influencer. I just want to drill that home because I know I'm seeing that question a lot. So let's see. Where's the best place to pitch? Do you need a certain amount of followers to be considered? So again, just like I was saying, there's no you must have this many followers to be an influencer. Some brands might have must have X amount of followers in order to apply, but you don't know that until you pitch them. And the worst that happens is you pitch them and they say, hey, we really want to work with influencers who have, 2,000 followers or more. And then and so then when you reach that milestone of 2,000 followers, you can go back and pitch them and say, hey, I pitched you a few months ago. Here I am. Now I have 2,000 followers. I'd love to work with your brand. Boom. They can't say no to that. And now you know exactly what you need in order to work with them. Do you teach how to increase engagement? Again, this course is just on how to make money as an influencer. If you want to learn how to grow your following and increase your engagement, which is more towards how to grow your following on social media, I would say jump into my growth course and you can email me for information about that. I also have a podcast, and I did an episode on the #1 way to increase your engagement. So if you have Apple Podcasts or any podcast, I'm on Stitcher, Google, and a few other RSS feeds. Just look for The Daily Influencers, and our podcast should pop up. Or if you go to our social media, which is at The Daily Influencers, I have links in the bio and a ton of great free resources for you guys as well. So let me get to some more. Do you all have installments or payment plans? Yes, and I don't know how I didn't mention that. You can see right here, we do have 3 monthly payments of $99. So that helps. I know I'm a payment plan person because if I can keep money in my pocket, why not? So that's why I did add that in as an option. How many brand deals should I do in a month? So again, that's really based on you and your goals. You can have as many brand deals as you want. I would say if you're doing a lot of brand deals, then you also want to have a lot of content that isn't brand deals because we don't want to overwhelm our audiences with too many brand deals and too many sponsored posts because then it just doesn't seem authentic. If you were following someone and all they were doing was talking about, things that said #ad or #sponsored, that would get really old. So, I would say the more you increase your sponsorships, the rate that you're posting them, the more that you need to increase content that isn't sponsored. So hopefully that helps answer that question. Just getting a lot of the same questions, so I want to make sure I'm not repeating myself. Do brands care what your captions are? Yes, this is actually something that I go over in my audit course, and I feel like I'm talking about all different courses. We only really have 3 courses right now, but I do have an audit course that's only $49, and in that one, I tell you guys how to audit your profile and what brands are really going to look for, because your profile is really kind of like your resume as an influencer, so you want to make sure that it looks really good and it's representing you in the right way. And so obviously, if your captions are vulgar or something, most brands aren't going to like that. So you want to make sure you're putting up a good presentation, if that makes sense. The best place to pitch. Well, there is no right or wrong answer to that. That really depends on your audience. So if you're a car person and you're pitching a beauty brand, that probably doesn't make sense. But if you are a car person and you're pitching, AutoZone, then that's probably a really great place to pitch. So who you pitch is really based on what your audience is and who you are as a page. Again, a great thing to do is with that download that you guys should see over in the chat box. That will help you guys figure out the best places to pitch for you specifically. Okay, let me see here. Does this pitching method work for influencers with under 5K? Yes, this works for influencers no matter what size you are. So I think I actually saw somebody else asked if there's templates for people who have pitched without having any experience. Yes, I have a ton of examples. In fact, most people that join the course are brand new to this and have never pitched a brand before. So don't feel like you're alone. The Facebook group, there's so much support there, which I absolutely love seeing. And so if you've never pitched or you don't have a lot of followers or you feel like you're really new to this, you are in the right place because we work with a lot of people that are in your same shoes. But we also work with people that have a lot of followers and a lot of experience, and they are using the exact same formulas, systems, and templates. So this works for you no matter what. Should I first increase my following to appeal to a brand before I pitch? No, I don't think there's a chicken that comes before the egg or vice versa. I think it's something you do side by side. Start pitching now. Meet yourself where you're at. And of course, we want to continue to help you grow and expand and, build your audience up. But you can keep pitching as you're doing that. So I know I talked a little bit about low-hanging fruit and how you can find brands that are willing to work with you right now. Let's start there. We're not going to shoot for, Gucci when we're just first starting out. But as you grow and you build up that experience and you build up your audience, you can really start pitching for higher quality brands, if that makes sense. So absolutely, start now, grow your audience at the same time. And it's just like this snowball effect where you're growing, as you're growing, basically. What's the best way to establish a good relationship with a brand? This is good, and this is, again, something we talk about a lot in the course, and I kind of call it dating the brand. So that's where I really want you guys to, follow the brand, engage with their content, tag them in your post so maybe they see it, and then when they see that you're actually interacting with their brand, when they see that you use their products, and they see that you have this knowledge. So, for example, when you pitch the brand and you can really talk like you know a lot about the brand, that's going to establish a really good relationship with the brand. And there's a lot of things you can do besides just pitching a brand right away. And I actually have templates for that as well. So there's a way that there's a strategy where you can build a relationship with a brand before you actually go to pitch to them, because that does increase your odds of getting accepted during a pitch because they already have this relationship with you, they know you, and they saw that you were interested in building this relationship before you even went to pitch them, which is a really cool thing. So, is it possible to do a case study if I've never worked with a brand before? Yes, so another great question. I know we talked about this when it comes to pitching, but you can create case studies for anything. So let me give you guys an example. Let's say I was going to do a post about flannel shirts, and I had 3 flannel shirts from my favorite flannel company, and I posted about it. And what I would do with that post is I would record all of the, write down all the stats on it. I would highlight some of the comments where people were really excited about, these flannels. If anyone DM'd me and said oh my gosh, I love those flannels, or hey, I just purchased, thank you so much for sharing that, or anything that really made me look good and made it look like the brand should work with me, I would put that all together and build it into a case study, and that's something you can use for that specific brand. So then I could go to this flannel company and be like, hey, I did a post about you guys, and my audience absolutely loved it. I got a X% engagement rate. I had a ton of comments. I had people talking about how much they loved it. I had a few people that purchased it. Here's some screenshots of the DMs and comments that I got. I would love to do another collaboration with you guys. And then you could pitch them whatever. Maybe you want to pitch them for a contest, which would be really fun. You could say, hey, since my audience loved it so much, I would love to host a contest. How do you feel about donating a $100 gift card to my audience? And I will have them, go to your page and follow you and give you more awareness on my page. Boom, that's a no-brainer. And that's a great case study and a great thing you can use. And then when you do that contest, you can use that as a case study because now you've actually officially collaborated with a brand. So you can see how you can just build up to growing these relationships and getting these bigger collaborations as you grow. So we don't have to, shoot for the stars and try to get a $10,000 brand deal right away, but we can get free collaborations for giveaways. We can get paid collaborations. Don't think I'm just saying you're only going to get, giveaways and free things, but there's a lot of options. So I want you guys to understand that. And I do have pitches that help you guys just ask for free product. If you want to start there because you're like, I'm a little nervous asking for money. I feel more comfortable just pitching for them to like send me product for free, where you don't have to pay for it, you don't pay for shipping, none of that funny business, but where they actually send you really cool product for free so you can do these great posts, get that experience. One, that's a foot in the door with that brand, but two, now you have a case study and now you have experience pitching, and now next time when you go ask for money, you're going to feel a little bit more confident. And that's really what this is all about. I'm giving you guys the confidence, and something I tell all my students too is send me your very first pitch. I am so happy to edit it and look over it for you so that you can send it off knowing that like it got my stamp of approval, and that is so much fun for me. I love working with you guys. So I feel like I rambled on there a bit, but let me get to some more questions. What if you don't have experience with posts or brands like the template says? So when I gave you guys that example, that was just one example. I have tons of templates. I just added new templates into the course recently, and there's templates for you no matter where you're at. Again, if you're brand new and never pitched a brand before, if you don't have a lot of statistics, if you don't have experience, if you don't have a collaboration ever, there's ways to work around it and use other stats. There's a lot of things we can do. So there's templates for anyone at any point, in pitching brands or knowing what to do. So we got you covered. Let's see. Not sure if my question's showing up. Is there any way we could do a payment plan? Sorry if this shows up twice. So I might have already answered your question, but just in case, yes, there is a payment plan. You can do 3 monthly payments of $99. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Let's see here. A lot of repeat questions, you guys. That's good. I'm glad I'm answering a lot of your questions. If I couldn't afford this due to loss of job, any other resources we could use for free? Yes, absolutely. So I'm always here giving, free resources all the time. I have a podcast that you guys can hop on, where I give a lot of free trainings. Nothing's going to be as great of this course as what. Nothing's going to be as great as this course, of course. That was a tongue twister. But I do give out a lot of valuable content. And then when you're ready or you can afford this, definitely jump into Land the Brands, because that's where you're really going to get all the information on how to pitch brands and how to actually make money on social media. So, of course, I want to meet you guys where you're at as well. So if you can't afford it right now, there's a ton of free resources. I would just say hop on over to our Instagram, which is @thedailyinfluencers. And if you click the link in my bio, I actually have 5 steps to help you guys with some free resources as well. But definitely make sure you guys jump into the course at some point too. There's 2 payment plans. Does it matter which one we choose? So no, I don't. There's no difference in if you pay in full or if you do the 3 monthly payments. The only difference is that the 3 monthly payments actually adds up to $297, not $247. But that's because we take a little bit of risk giving you the whole course for just $99 for that first month's payment. Should you avoid pitching brands that have affiliate programs? No, I wouldn't necessarily say avoid pitching them, but odds are they're probably only going to want to stick to their affiliate program because they're probably cheap, to be honest. But just because a brand has an affiliate program doesn't mean they also don't hire influencers. I know a lot of legitimate brands have affiliate programs, but they're not the brands that are DMing you or commenting on your posts and spamming you. It's not the same thing. But in general, if a brand is more focused on an affiliate program, they're probably not going to want to pay influencers. So I would say don't avoid it, but just know odds are a little bit lower with a brand that's really promoting an affiliate program. Or if they've left you a comment saying, hey, join our affiliate program, at that point I would say it's just a loss because they're probably just one of those spam companies and they're definitely not going to pay an influencer. How can we rewatch this? You guys will actually get a replay link in your email that you'll get after this. So if you want to rewatch it later, you guys can absolutely do that. Does the growth training come with this? I already answered that question. I think I got it twice. Getting a lot of questions about the growth. So again, this course is really just about pitching brands, and all the different ways you can make money as an influencer. So I really wanted to make that the focus of this course. I actually used to have a program where I had everything you need to know as an influencer, but a lot of people just wanted pieces of it, so I broke it out into different pieces. So again, this is all about how to pitch and how to make money as an influencer. I have a growth course, which is just about how to grow on Instagram and, all of your platforms, because it kind of overlaps. And then I have an audit course, and that one teaches you how to audit your profile, which again is kind of like your resume. How could I email you? You guys, my email is right here, help@thedailyinfluencers.com. So if you have any other questions, you guys can do that. Okay, what is the best way to grow on social media? Well, that is a very loaded question. We actually have a whole course that teaches you guys how to grow on social media. And I would say maybe go over there or go to our blog to read more about it. But I kind of want to focus just on pitching for this because that's what this webinar was about. So I'm going to move to the next question. How do we use the templates? That's a great question. So as you guys saw, it's kind of just like the template that I had in this example in the webinar. So it's going to be the full template written up. And like I showed you in bold, it's going to tell you what exactly that part of the pitch is. So that way you know how to change it. And a lot of times you can literally just take my name out, put your name. Take the brand name out, put the brand name that you're working with in. Put, your number of followers in and attach your media kit and everything like that. So it's pretty easy. So they're all written, so it's the full pitch as an example, and then all you do is change out some information and edit some things. So, and then like I said, we teach you guys each section in the actual video training what you should be putting in there and why it's important and different ways to kind of do that. So you guys will get trained on everything. Do not worry. The templates make it super easy to just find one you like and change out a few things. And then we're also going to teach you how you could create even your own. So if you want to write your own pitch completely from scratch, we teach you, X, Y, and Z on that. So yes, you guys will learn everything about doing the templates. Oh, Jessica, welcome. Okay, Ashley says, love Ashley. Y'all, I've worked with Erica and she's amazing. She helped me grow so much and I started getting a ton more clients because of her. Love Ashley, thank you. Does this course apply for blogs too or just Instagram? I have an Instagram that I want to grow, but I also want to learn about blogs. So absolutely, this works for blogs too. You would pitch it the same. You would just swap out, information for your blog. So even in the example I gave, you could just pop in blog instead of Instagram or whatever platform. I know some of you guys might be YouTubers. You pitch the same way. You just change out the information a bit. So, your media kit would be all about your YouTube instead of all about your Instagram. And if you have multiple accounts, we put all those in our media kits. So yes, this absolutely works for you if you have a blog. This works for you if you have a YouTube. Whatever platform you're on and you want to start pitching to work with brands for that platform, this works for you. Okay, next question. What is a media kit? Okay, that's a great question. So a media kit, you guys might have heard it called a PR kit. There's different names for it. I call it a media kit. Basically, it's kind of like your resume, I guess you could say. So this is where you put in information about you. You can put in all your different stats on all the platforms you're on. I like to put in like an about me. I put in brands that I've worked with, so you can just put like the logo icons. You can put case studies in your media kit. But this is just going to be like I said, like a resume for you that has all your information. I also like to put in like example pictures from brand collaborations I've done in the past, just to give people an idea of like what they're going to get working with you. And so that's kind of what a media kit is. They're generally about like 2 to 10 pages, depending on like how much info you want to put in there. I definitely would say don't go over 10 because people just aren't going to read that much, but usually not even to 10. But it's just going to be a few pages more information about you guys. Okay. How do I do that system you showed us where you move things around? So the successful influencer system. Like I said, we teach you guys everything you need to know for that, and we actually give you the templates that you just add into your account, and it's going to look just like the one I showed you. So you don't have to feel like you have to figure it out on your own. We teach you everything you know on how to use it, how to fit it to you, and then how to actually input that information. And I really go in depth on how to use that software as well. So I teach you guys a bunch of different short codes and little tips and tricks on how to use the software. So you'll get everything you need to know in order to do that system. Definitely signing up when I get paid. Okay, great. Love that. How do we access the course? That's a great question. So as soon as you buy it, you'll get an email automated sent to you that's going to give you guys your logins and how to get in. And then I believe you'll change your password as soon as you log in the first time, it'll prompt you to change your password. And then that's going to be your login on any device that you're on. So you'll just use that login forever. And then you can save that, like star that email just in case you forget where to go. But it's going to be www.thedailycourses.com, and you'll just click login, and then it'll pop up your course. And if you have multiple courses of ours, they'll all pop up there. Will this work for me? I only have 2,349 followers. Yeah, absolutely. Like I told you guys, this works for any level. And obviously, if you guys want to learn how to grow, maybe you think like, I want more followers, I want to grow my career. We have a course on that as well. But this will work for anyone. As long as you apply what we teach you, you will land paying brand deals at any level. And also we have that affiliate marketing. So there's a lot of ways you guys can make money. I just signed up. I can't wait. Awesome. Question. How do we access the Facebook group? So when you're in the course, you'll see something that says private Facebook group, and you just click in there. We give you the link and exactly what you need to do to access that. And then we have to approve everyone because this is our private group. So it might take 24 to 48 hours depending on if it's the weekend. But we try to make sure that we approve you guys really quick so you can get in there. Someone says, I can't afford this right now. Well, something I want you guys to understand, and if you have a credit card, or maybe you can ask somebody to help you out, but the value that you get from this, if you can't afford this, this is going to help you guys afford things because you're going to be earning a lot of money for what I'm teaching you guys. So if you're not making money in your career as an influencer yet, this is really an investment into your career, and it's going to help you guys earn a lot of money so that you don't have to be in this position where you can't afford things. So I really hope maybe you can figure out a way. If you want, you can email me. We can figure something out. So just email me and we'll make it work. And then let's see, can you explain exactly what the pitch process is? So this is something that will go in depth in the course. So obviously I don't have time to explain it all right now. That would be a really long explanation. But basically the pitch process is kind of like what I showed you in the successful influencer system. So you start out doing some research on the brand, and you want to really figure them out. So that's the pre-pitch. Then you're going to send that first email pitch. And in that email pitch, there's things you want to include and things you don't want to include. So you don't want to include any pricing. You don't want to give them like this long proposal. You just want to pique their interest enough for them to respond to you and say, hey, yeah, I am interested. What do you propose? So then the next step is going to be your actual proposal. And that's where you're actually going to use the research or any answers that they gave you in their their response to your email. And you're actually going to put that into like a proposal. So this is your proposal for what you're going to do for them. So whether that's a bundle package or a YouTube video, you'll go into an explanation of what you're going to do. And then at that point, you'll give them your pricing. Or even at that point, you can ask if they have a budget, or you could have done that before, and that way you kind of know where they're at, so you can figure out the best way to price that. And that's something that we'll teach. Then after that, once they agree or don't agree, whatever the case, but if they agree, you'll move on to then sending them an invoice. Once you get that invoice back, then you'll begin doing the work. And a lot of times you guys will set a date. There might be a contract involved, so you'll sign the contract. We do have a training on contracts. And then from there, you move them to the content calendar, and then you do what you proposed. So that's kind of simple explanation of the pitch process. So like I said, it seems like it's a lot, but really, you guys, once you follow our successful influencer system, it makes it super easy, and it does not take as much time as you think. So I'm gonna do a few more questions, and again, you guys, if I don't get to your question, just email us, or there might be a question box. I think there should be one. I can't see it on my end because I'm the presenter. There should be a question box where you can send us a question if we don't get to it. So I will answer any questions. So let's see, what else do we have in here? I need help with my PR kit bad. I know. You guys, if you don't know how to do these, they can be really hard. So I love the templates. Carla says, but how can you promote somebody's clothing if you are a beginner? That's a great question. So there's a bunch of different ways you can actually promote somebody's clothing. So one way is you can be an affiliate. So if you're in like the Amazon affiliate and you buy anything on Amazon, well, you just link to that clothing item and you can earn a commission from that. Another thing I see a lot of fashion influencers doing, something that they have like a long-term relationship with the brand. So if you follow any of the big fashion influencers, for example, a lot of them have partnerships with Vici, and every week Vici will send them like so much amount of clothes. So I think what they do is they actually give them budgets. We'll say, okay, you have $300 to spend. they get to pick out what they want. It gets sent to them. They do a try on. They'll make money by linking it and like to know it. And they also absolutely all get paid like a certain amount per month. So every week they get an amount of money to buy new clothes that get sent to them. They post it on their Instagram. They make money as an affiliate every time someone purchases it. And then also they have a code, so they get a commission probably from sales off of the website that way. And they get paid a specific amount every single month. And they do that every single month. So they're making a lot of money promoting people's clothes. So there's a lot of different ways. So you can absolutely pitch a clothing brand and put together a proposal for them. And that's a great way that you can work with them. So hopefully that answers your question. And then, are there videos in the course, or how does that work? Yes, so maybe you missed me showing you that, but I do a video explanation kind of format like this. So you'll see my video on the bottom, and then I have a lot of slides, and then sometimes I even do screen shares. I have ones where I actually show you stuff on my phone, so I actually record my phone, pop it on the screen, talk, and show you different slides. So I try to make the explanations in the video as detailed and the best way that it's going to help you guys the most. So yes, there's lots of videos, and then also the written underneath the video. So if you prefer written format of learning, that's a great way. So I think that's all the questions I'm going to get to. Again, you guys, if you have any questions, you can email me. And just remember, we have that fast action bonus for the next hour. So you'll see the ticker on how much time you have left, and that gives you the course, this whole bundle that you see up here. So the Land the Brand course, the Done For You template system, the Successful Influencer system, the affiliate and visibility trainings, the Facebook group and support, and also all those software discounts and trainings for just $247. So you guys can just click that button to purchase, or you go to www.landthebrands.com/go. All right, you guys, I will see you next time. Hopefully I'll see you inside the course. And thank you guys so much for joining me. This was super fun.